What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk about Faraday future, tickers FFIE. I'm going to give you a breakdown of some of the data points, what's been coming out from the company itself, and whether right now is a good time to buy, especially leading into their Q3 earnings or not. Before I get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And with that, let's get right to it. So based on Friday, it did go down 1.87%. The last part of the week, the volume has been going down. So for Friday, about 2.6 million shares being traded, 8 is the average. So that is something to kind of watch for, especially with Faraday being heavily shorted, a lot of manipulation. As the volume does drop, it gives those entities a lot more power. So once again, something to partially consider. But before we get into a lot of the data points, technicals, and whatever else, I must admit that Faraday has been very impressive based on the price action. The broader market's been selling off, going crazy volatile mode. And even the EV sector specifically has been slaughtered the last 2 weeks, and possibly even longer than that. But Faraday has been holding this $1 support like it's their last born child or whatever else. Like, this is very impressive, and I don't know how they're doing it, because I've already done a video essentially on how a lot of this PR that's been coming out has just been fluff. So nothing really substantial. The last good news that did come out was, I believe it was on October the 15th. I did a video on this, and the reason why that is a good piece of news is because it shows that management does truly care. But aside from that, everything else that's been coming out hasn't been good. Even the news that came out Friday, which just basically shows that Faraday did dethrone Lamborghini, which technically is good, but all of this and everything else that is said isn't necessarily a good reason to buy Faraday right now. So once again, it's just a lot of fluff, nothing substantial. Although Faraday clearly sees it as something else because they changed their website to accommodate the recent news. So who knows? Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. I'll start off by going over with options. So over the last 7 days, $111,000 in calls being purchased versus 117 in puts. So this has been the trend. People just do not know where it is going. It's been very evenly divided, and I think a lot of people are assuming that this $1 support is going to hold potentially up until the Q3 earnings. And just in case you do not know, the Q3 earnings is on November the 13th after hours. So I've been monitoring as far as if any analysts have changed any forecasts or whatever else, and nothing really new for that. So the Q3 for earnings per share, there's only one analyst that gave an estimate, and it is negative $3.20. And for revenue for Q3, only one analyst, 3 million for revenue. So once again, something to consider. And just while I'm on Interactive Brokers, the latest Morningstar report did come out at tail end of last week, and it does show $2.58 being the fair market value. So once again, something to kind of just consider. On a side note, if you're looking for a lot of good compiled information, such as analyst forecasts, ratings, Morningstar reports, everything under the sun, take a look at Interactive Brokers for all of this to be completely free. Link in the description below and also the comments. But getting back to options, more specific to calls, with open interest, and obviously all of the October 27th ones did expire, worthless unfortunately, because it didn't really close above $1.50, and that is where a lot of open interest was. So 2,000 at the $1.50 and 1,000 at the $2 mark. And even if you look kind of throughout the rest of the year and whatever else, like, there's not much optimism until maybe May the 17th 2024. But other than that, not many people are that optimistic. Whereas if you're looking at puts, a lot of people are anticipating, at least in the short term, for it to break sub $1, and oddly, people are anticipating for it to break sub 50 cents by January, as there's around 7,000 in open interest. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. I'll give you a quick overview of what shorts are doing. So right now, short score is 78, utilization is 88.27. Shorts on Friday did increase 133,000 shares, still on the threshold list, and it's been a very long time for it being on that. So the new SEC transparency rule will definitely help with that, but that won't be kicked in for about another 60 days. 43.6% of the free float is being shorted, 10.78 million shares overall are being shorted, and cost to borrow average is 18.35%. And through the Interactive Brokers, short availability does indicate that there's no shares available to be shorted. So when it comes down to Faraday, the reason why shorts are still increasing at obviously the $1 mark is because of this. So this might not seem like much, but this is the end of day market cap for Faraday. And I have brought up many times in the past the fact that Faraday might actually become deficient with the NASDAQ on two different things. So if it once again breaks below that $1 mark for 30 consecutive days, that kind of puts them back at square one where they were prior to the whole 1-for-80 reverse stock split. There's a second thing that is kind of rare for companies to get, but if a stock is trading below 35 mil of a market cap for 30 consecutive days, once again, they could be delisted based on the NASDAQ rules. And it does look like since September the 27th, it was below that. So it had 29.33 million as a market cap. Luckily enough, the October 17th and 18th rally did break that trend, but still, as it stands, it is back below that 35 mil market cap. And so once again, this is something just to kind of consider, and why shorts are trying to increase their position with Faraday, just to still kind of kick it off the NASDAQ. And it's very, very unfortunate no matter what, because a company can always rectify the $1 bid rule by doing reverse stock splits or whatever else, but the market cap, that is a whole different ball game, because the only way to really artificially raise the market cap is to buy back shares, and Faraday does not have the cash to do that. So this is definitely one of those rarer kind of deficiencies within the NASDAQ, but this is one of the most damaging ones. My own opinion, not financial advice. You guys always do your own due diligence. So whether right now is a good time to buy, let's look at the technical. So with it at $1.05, it is right below this S1, or kind of just on this S1. So the next big support as it stands is around 90 cents, or potentially I don't really consider it being broken right now. So $1.05, basically where it is right now. And so those are some support levels that you need to watch for. Vice versa, $1.32 and $1.59 are going to be the next strong resistance points above that. But like I said, it has been holding this $1 mark like it's their last born child. So who knows? I think that this S1 might potentially hold up until the actual earnings, like I said, which is on November the 13th. Who knows? It might be kind of far-fetched to assume that another 2 weeks from now it's going to stay at that $1 mark, but who knows? It has done that over the last little bit, surprisingly, and I don't think a lot of people are talking about this. I have no idea why, because I have not seen any other stock do what Faraday is doing on the price action wise. So once again, let me know your thoughts on that. Do you think that it is going to break $1 eventually, or do you think that it is going to trend up higher to higher highs? What's your viewpoint on all that? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And as I always say, take advantage of this promo with Moomoo. Link in the description below and also the comments. Sign up for an account with Moomoo, throw $100 at it, and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So take advantage of this. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, I appreciate all of you watching.